Right now, automation is moving at an aggressive pace. Basic digital execution, things like routine data entry and simple copywriting, and Tier 1 customer support is rapidly becoming commoditized by algorithms working around the clock. But if you look online for guidance, you're caught between two extremes: doomers warning that all human labor is dead, and hustlers promising that a new AI tool will make you a millionaire by next month. This noise creates paralysis. You have limited time and energy, and you need to know exactly where to invest them so you end up operating the tools rather than being replaced by them. To figure out how to survive this shift, we have to ignore the hype and look closely at the actual return on investment for the most popular career paths right now. It comes down to understanding the difference between commoditized skills and defensible skills. This chart shows market value over a 24-month timeline. The red line tracking basic data and copy rates declines sharply. Contrast that with rising roles requiring human oversight, like project management and sales. The widening green gap is the defensible profit zone. As basic execution becomes infinite and cheap, the financial premium shifts heavily toward the human judgment required to direct those tools. Let's evaluate the default path most people take: pure execution. This means staying in a traditional role that relies heavily on routine data processing or basic content creation. The immediate risk here is high vulnerability. Corporations are aggressively cutting costs, and algorithms can handle these specific tasks 24 hours a day without breaks. Choosing short-term comfort by refusing to learn new tools puts you at risk of sudden career disruption within the next 18 months. To avoid that, many people follow popular internet advice and try starting a low-effort AI content or thumbnail agency. The appeal is obvious. You use generative tools to create massive amounts of output very quickly, with minimal personal effort. But there is a fatal flaw in this business model. If a beginner can generate that content effortlessly, your potential clients can generate it effortlessly too. Let's map this comparison matrix: hype, input, and trade-off. For the AI content agency, avoiding the hard work of a complex craft means entering a hyper-saturated market. Freelancers must constantly drop prices, competing strictly for the cheapest rate. The barrier to entry for generating generic content is now effectively zero. Any business model relying entirely on raw, uncurated AI output is mathematically destined to fail. Another common trap is pouring hundreds of hours into mastering transient platforms. Think about the people who memorized complex, hyper-specific text prompts for early image generators and chatbots. In the short term, this pays off. You gain a temporary edge, and your peers beam you as a technical expert. This area chart shows the true life cycle of prompt memorization. It peaks early, then its value suddenly plummets to near zero. Why? The platform inevitably updates, simplifying the interface. Overnight, those expert prompting skills become completely obsolete. The durable solution to this cycle is hybrid upskilling. This requires combining a baseline knowledge of AI automation with deep, irreplaceable soft skills. We are talking about human-to-human abilities like elite B2B sales, nuanced client communication, and strategic problem-solving. When you combine these, you become a professional who utilizes AIs strictly for execution speed, but relies entirely on human intuition for strategy. The difficult trade-off is that you can't learn this in isolation. It requires intense, often uncomfortable, real-world practice. You actually have to get out there, network, and negotiate with real people. While it requires stepping out of your comfort zone, this is the only reliable method to build a high-income career moat that algorithms cannot replicate. The highest profit margins now belong to practitioners who use automation to deliver high-value results at 10 times the traditional speed. Applying this principle effectively depends entirely on your current career leverage and where you are starting from. We can use this decision tree flowchart to map out your next steps based on your current status. The board splits into 3 main paths: students, vulnerable employees, and aspiring freelancers. Let's start by zooming in on the path for those with no prior experience. If you are a student or a beginner, do not try to major in prompt engineering. Focus entirely on learning how to solve complex business problems in established fields like marketing or finance. You need to treat AI the same way an accountant treats a high-powered calculator, as a tool to accelerate your growing domain expertise. Now, let's pan over to the path for those currently working in administration or basic execution roles. If you are a vulnerable employee, your immediate next step is to identify the single most repetitive part of your job and automate it yourself. Your strategic goal here is to position yourself as the indispensable AI tool operator for your department before upper management decides to automate your role entirely. Finally, let's look at the third branch for independent workers. Aspiring freelancers need to stop selling raw output, like AI-generated articles. Instead, start selling tangible outcomes, like traffic and lead generation. Use AI purely to scale your back-end workload, so you can focus all your energy on building strong client relationships. Remaining ahead requires the difficult work of merging technology with the intuition and accountability that algorithms cannot simulate.